Hi, good morning, class. Today we are going to talk about summary and response. So please watch this video before the lesson today. I will summarize this article, and then in the lesson, the live lesson, I will respond to it. So I just posted this article in your Blackboard. And it's under, this is my Blackboard, but it's under week 8 here, online classes, and it's the summary examples. So you can look at it there. I wasn't able to, this is going to be difficult to kind of do here on this paper, but just, I gave you some papers on how to summarize, but I'm just going to do some really quick work here that will hopefully help you summarize, okay? Now, the reason why I'm talking about this is because I didn't receive very many homework assignments from summary response, and I thought maybe because people are still confused about how to do it, so I thought I would give you some hints here. Okay, so what I do when I summarize is I will read paragraph by paragraph. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I might divide this paragraph kind of into 2 here, so I would like divide it here. So maybe 5 different times that I would stop while I'm reading. So 1 minute here, I need some. So let's read this. It's about life on the edge. Why are Americans seeking risk? Sorry, I'm putting my glasses on. Okay, so hopefully you can read this. If I just do this, I'm not sure. It says 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, see you. And Charles McGuire is in the air over a 600-foot concrete dam. In 1 second, he falls 15 feet. In 2 seconds, 60 feet. And after 3 seconds and 130 feet, he is flying at 66 miles an hour. He hopes his parachute will open away from the dam and that no big wind will push him into the concrete. The parachute opens and McGuire is flying. When he lands, he cheers loudly. It is a cry of accomplishment. He has survived another base jump. Base jumping is the king of all extreme sports. Okay, so basically what we have here is the author's hook. Okay, now is the hook important information for an essay or for an article like this? If you said no, you are correct. Do I need to summarize anything here? Well, what I usually do is I cover up my summary with something. I didn't plan this out very well. Okay, so I'll cover it up here, okay, with a piece of paper, and I will actually write anything that I find important without looking at the words in the paragraph. Now, in this first paragraph, I only thought base jumping. Okay, most popular extreme sport. Okay, I'm just writing notes. Okay, it's hard to write and hold this. So I wrote base jumping, most popular extreme sport. I think that's the only important thing. It's an interesting story. It's the hook, but there's only really one important thing. Oops, sorry, 1 second. All right, so let's go on to the second paragraph. I'm going to kind of divide it into 2. Okay, hopefully you can read it. It says, the sport, I'm sorry, it's hard for me to read. The sport may be a perfect fit with the times. McGuire is a big risk taker, like many more Americans. America has started on a national passion of risk taking. There is a rise in extreme sports. Some other extreme sports include snowboarding, ice climbing, skateboarding, and paragliding. The growing popularity of extreme sports speaks to a need that millions of Americans have to participate in activities closer to the edge, where danger, skill, and fear combine to create feelings of pushing out personal boundaries. Okay, I'm going to stop there. Okay, what did I just read? I don't know. Well, anyway, I'm actually going to physically cover it again and talk about, okay, there's examples. I remember that, which is interesting and important. Sports. Okay, I don't remember all of the examples, but I'm just going to write that. And then it's talking about why. Why Americans need extreme sports. And what did the article say? It basically said that Americans are in need of extreme sports because they want to live a more radical life. Okay. Okay, I'm going to go back and make sure that's true. Okay, so let's look at it again. Oh, here we have our examples. So I might actually underline the examples because that will help me. I might want to mention them in my summary. Okay, millions of Americans have to participate in activities closer to the edge where danger, skill, and fear combine to create feelings of pushing out personal boundaries. Okay, so I basically more radical, exciting life, maybe. All right, okay. Now let's go to this part here. Okay, hopefully you can see again. According to American Sports Data Incorporated, participation in extreme sports has increased. Snowboarding has grown 113% in 5 years. Mountain biking, skateboarding, and scuba diving have also grown in popularity. Their growth shows a nation that loves to play with danger. In contrast, activities such as baseball and aerobics are becoming less popular. Lately, Americans prefer to experiment with sports that are challenging. Every human being with 2 legs and 2 arms is going to wonder how fast, how strong, how enduring he or she is, says Eric Perlman, a mountaineer and filmmaker specializing in extreme sports. We are designed to experiment or die. All right, so what did this talk about? I'll just physically cover this up and talk about, okay, let's see here. Extreme sports are growing in popularity. Oops, sorry. In popularity. And regular sports. Okay, declining. And why is this? People want to do more challenging things and push themselves, okay? Now I'm covering this so that I do not plagiarize. All right, try not to. Do more challenging activities. I'll just put ACT for activities. Okay, so that's pretty good. I'll go back and double check. I'll reread this here. Americans prefer to experience that are challenging. Well, I did use the same word, but different, a little bit different. Okay, good enough. Okay, so we'll go to the next one. Okay. Earlier generations did not need to find risk. It showed up uninvited and regularly. Global wars, childbirth complications, diseases, and more. I just don't think extreme sports would have been popular in a ground war era, says Dan Caddy, professor at California State University, Fullerton. Coming back from a war and getting onto a skateboard would not seem too extreme. For recent generations, many traditional risks have been minimized by science and government. People face less risk. They live longer and violent crime is down. People are taking risks because everyday risk is minimized and people want to be challenged, says Joy Marr, an adventure racer. Okay, that gives us a reason why, so I'm going to cover this up again. Okay, what did this paragraph say? Well, basically said that, nowadays, there isn't much risk in everyday life. Okay, nowadays there isn't much risk in everyday life. Extreme sports probably wouldn't be popular. Oops. Sorry. Popular in the middle of a war. Sorry. Okay, and then I'll write people are bored. But then I'm thinking maybe that is my opinion. Maybe that is not the opinion of the author, so I'm going to go back and make sure. Okay, people are taking risks because everyday risk is minimized and people want to be challenged. So, I don't know. I think people are bored. Might be a little bit my opinion. Okay, so I might just erase this or cross it out since I can't erase and hold the phone at the same time. People are less challenged. Okay. Okay, I might say that. Okay, last paragraph. Okay. Hopefully you can see it. The question is, how much is enough? Without risk, people may not know their limits and may not find who they really are. If you don't assume a certain amount of risk, you're missing a certain amount of life, says paragliding pilot Wade Ellett. It is by taking risks that we attain greatness. Psychologist Frank Farley of Temple University says, we create technologies, we make new discoveries, but in order to do that, we have to push beyond the set of rules that are governing us at the time. Okay, so I'll cover that up. Okay, so I'm going to summarize this. Risk is important. Risk is important because it pushes us to do more and discover new things. Okay, and that's, let me double check. I always like to double check and make sure that's exactly what the author said. How much is enough? Without risk, people may not know their limits, may not find who they really are. Oh, I forgot about that. Pushes us to do more and discover ourselves. And new things. Okay, better. Okay, so that's those are my notes. So now what I would do literally is write the summary going from what I did in the first paragraph here, and then the second paragraph I did some over here and then over here, and I think the third paragraph is here. Wherever. Okay, so I would take these, literally these chunks. I would not look at the text anymore unless I underlined like I did here. Maybe I need these. I would not go back to the text. I would just maybe use these summary notes to write my summary. Okay, remember, you do not want to write exact words from the text. Okay, you can write maybe one word that's exactly from the text, but not like 3 or 4 words together. Even if it is not a full sentence, it is still plagiarism. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to write this up now and post it on Blackboard under week 8 so that you can see what the summary would look like. All right, I hope this helps. Bye.